We must build a culture where it is considered wrong for a person to live only as their heart desires. You may say, doesn't a person have the right to live as they wish? True purpose of Islam is to enable human beings to live in a way that fulfills needs of the heart. But a human is not just the 5 or 10 surface-level desires promoted by Western culture. They count a handful of desires and tell you, this is who you are. But a person should rebel against this. They should say, I am not just this. Inside me there are other desires, deeper desires. These desires have been exaggerated so much that a person can no longer hear the voices within. Religion, on the other hand, tells us, discover your desires, answer them, and live with joy. And that joy is 100 times greater than the fleeting pleasures that are being offered to us. But to reach that point, we must learn to say no to certain things, so that those deeper layers of the self can rise to the surface. This is why religion comes, to establish this culture within society, not just as personal morality, but as a collective culture, a way of life that takes root and endures. Our standards must be built on this foundation. When families seek friends or ties with other families, they look for compatibility. For instance, if a family only eats fast food, that becomes a standard. You say, that won't fit with us. In other words, it's about choosing a lifestyle not just for ease or comfort, but for values. And when someone picks a way of life solely for their own convenience and pleasure, that should be seen as a flaw. The path begins here, when intellectuals, respected figures, and those with influence in society start to live by this way of life themselves. To put it simply, let this be the defining feature of our society.